morning everyone, and welcome back to my allotment diaries. My name is Emma, these are my allotment diaries. I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, and there are lots of other ways to follow me just down below in the description bar too. Today is the most exciting day because it's the day I'm going to plant out all of my pumpkins. If you've been following me so far, you'll know that I love to grow a pumpkin archway, and I've been doing a little grow along with you all, and so today is the day that I'm going to put out my pumpkins. You might have already done it actually, because the weather has been quite good and it's getting warmer, so it is safe now to put your pumpkins out as long as you protect them really well from slugs and snails, because they do love it when plants go out for the first time and they're quite new. They just go mad for them. It's like a massive meal for them. It's like chocolate basically, so make sure that you protect them really well. So I'm going to show you the varieties that I've grown and what's going to go up my archway this year and what's not as well, because I did kind of oversow. You won't be surprised to hear that. So here are all my pumpkins that I've sown at home, and I ran out of these things, what they called, plant label things. So what I've done is I planted the same thing in the same pot so that I would remember what they are this year, because last year I did plant a courgette on my pumpkin arch which did not work, as you can imagine. So these are my ukikikiris, done pretty well. I've got 2 of those to go up the archway. These are my Jacoby Littles, again done pretty well to be honest, and they're in the square pots. And then these ones here are my patty pans. I don't think these are going to go on my pumpkin arch because I don't think they like to climb. Someone told me they're more like bushes, so I don't think they're going to go up the archway, but I do have the baby boos, so they're going to go up there, which again look really happy. So last year when I did my pumpkin arch and it worked really well, I did 3 pumpkins each side of the archway, and that seemed to just be plenty. So that's what I'm going to do again this year, just 3 each side, which doesn't seem like a lot, but you do get about 8 to 10 pumpkins per plant. So if I've got 6, I mean, you do the maths because I can't, but a lot, basically, a lot. So I'm going to start with a bit of ground preparation basically. Pumpkins are very hungry plants, so I'm going to dig out all the weeds, make sure the ground is nice. By nice I kind of mean not in a chunk like that, but sort of broken up like that basically. And then we're going to put some compost in the bottom of each hole, and give them a feed as well when they first go in. So that's what we're going to do first. I like to do this job with my hands because it's just easier. I'm sure there's a tool out there that'll break this up for you, but I'd only break it, so what's the point? Can't break your hands. Well, you can, but you could fix them, so let's chop them off. So I've taken some of the compost out of my polytunnel and I'm going to use it for my pumpkins, just because I'm not using that compost right now and it's just sort of sitting there. I'm sure it's doing some goodness, but I need compost and I didn't buy any, so I'm going to use this to line the insides of the holes for my pumpkins. So we're going to position them now. So I'm thinking Jacoby Little on the end, a Kikikuri in the middle because it's quite big, and then a baby boo over here, just because I think that's where they should go. The only thing is I don't know which way round to plant them. So pumpkins tend to grow a certain way, and that's the way that they kind of develop most of their leaves, and that's the way that they'll climb. So it's either one way or the other, and if you plant it the wrong way round, then you'll have to bend the stem round, and then you can kind of snap the stem, so you don't really want to do that. So you have to work out which way your pumpkin is growing, and normally that is the way away from the first true leaf. So for instance, I'm not going to explain this right, and I'm definitely going to get it wrong, but this was my first true leaf. Or was it that? Was that my first true leaf? This was my first true leaf. And so it's going to grow away from my first true leaf, so this way. So you can see it's already starting to grow that way. Does that make any sense? So I have to put it in that way, and it will continue to grow that way and then up. That's the idea anyway. As always with this channel, take that with a pinch of salt, because I don't really know. And last year I did end up digging them up and turning them around the other way because I got them the wrong way. So you just got to go with your gut, really. Just go with your gut, and if you get it wrong, dig them up. That's the advice I can give you. Right, let's whack them in. Right, so we'll dig a hole, which is pretty standard for any plant really, isn't it? It does help if you have a working shovel. Now we're going to fill it with a bit of compost, because like I said, pumpkins are very hungry, so we want to give them a good bed basically. I don't think that's the right way, but it's what we've done. So like I said, you can always dig them up again and just turn them around a little bit. I mean, it's not ideal, but I did it last year and they all survived. So, but I think that's about right. It's going to be roughly the right way. That's what's important. Right, whack the rest in. This one don't look right. It don't look like it's going the right way. I think it should be going that way. Right, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll dig him back up straight away and turn him round. Watch this. Sometimes if it don't look right, it's probably not right. So just change it and then it'll be right. There you go. Can't get any easier advice really, can you? That looks better. It looks like he's going to go that way now. Excellent. He looks a bit dead. I better water him pretty quick. And he looks okay. So we're going to think about slug and snail protection pretty quickly because they are going to love these new plants. So I'm going to use two different methods. One of them is going to be my scouring pads, which I'll show you in a minute, and the other one it's going to be this stuff, which has always not let me down, basically. It's called Slug Gone, and it's wool pellets, which basically break up on the soil, and then the slugs and snails don't like the feel of them, so they don't slither over them, same as the scouring pads. And we'll see how we go with those. I'm fortunate with these, if the leaf is touching the soil like that, they'll just climb up and climb over and use it as a bridge. So they're only really good as long as your plant is upright or not touching the soil. So that's why I'm going to use the slug gone stuff as well, the wool pellets. But it's best to have lots of protection, really. So hot today, but time to get the patty pans out, and as soon as they're out I'm out of here because I'm sweltering. The patty pans are going to go where my courgettes went last year. I'm not growing courgettes this year because I seem to be utterly incapable of growing a modest amount, and I just ended up with too many, and even this year, the next year, I'm just done with courgettes. So I'm going to put my patty pans in there. Now patty pans look like spaceships, they look like little spaceship pumpkins, and apparently they're more bushy. So I think they'll do quite well underneath the sweet corn, basically. So that's where we're going to whack them in now. So let's get those in. Seems Rocky the cat's been using my new raised bed as a toilet again. I thought this was a giant slug when I first saw it, and then when I realised what it was, I was like, oh, Rocky. I mean, why has he done it right next to the broccoli? Why couldn't he just do it over here? There's loads of room over here, but he's done it here. I'm assuming that's a cat. But also, look at all the slug trails. And yet none of my broccoli have been eaten, even the one that's unprotected. So where's the slug gone then? It's gone there. What's that? Bindweed. He's gone on there. Where's he gone? There's no sign of him. Maybe he doesn't like broccoli. Right, there we go. My patty pans and my pumpkins and my pumpkin arch are out in the allotment plot, so hopefully they won't get eaten and they'll grow really well. Let me know if you're putting yours out at the moment. Hopefully you will be, because the weather's nice now, so you can get them out. If they do die, I have got contingency pumpkins that I'm growing at home, so I've got another whole set basically, and I'll just replace them, which is fine because you can plant your pumpkins out throughout June, throughout July, and you'll still probably get a harvest. So just whack them in whenever you can, and if they die, whack in another one, or put seed in the ground, or go and buy them from a garden centre. So many options, don't worry about it. But hopefully these ones will survive and do really well. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe to my channel and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.